Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Faye Watt, and let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Vice Mayor of Vero Beach under fire over LGBTQ plus event at her bar. The Vice Mayor of Vero Beach, Florida, is facing mounting pressure and a state investigation after hosting an LGBTQ event at her restaurant last month. Vice Mayor Linda Moore, who owned the Kilted Mermaid, has been subpoenaed by the Florida Attorney General's office. The investigation stems from a June 29th event advertised as a pride tea dance, described online as all ages welcomed and rooted in LGBTQ plus history. Attorney General James Uthmeier alleges, quote, there is evidence that at the Pride Tea Dance on June 29th, 2025, sexualized adult performers wore revealed and burlesque outfits while interacting with the children. In Florida, we don't sacrifice the innocence of children for perversions of some demented adults, end quote. Moore denies any wrongdoing and says the event has taken place for 5 years without any issue. Quote, gay pride is all ages to a certain point in the evening. Perhaps it shouldn't have said all ages on the flyer, end quote. Despite calls for her resignation, Moore told a PAC City meeting, quote, no, I'm not resigning. Not gonna happen. I love this job, end quote. Supporters say the backlash is politically driven and part of a larger attack on LGBTQ visibility. Meanwhile, the Florida law banning children from adult live performances remains blocked by federal courts, with critics calling it vague and unconstitutional. Moore is due in court August 8th. 67% of voters in Vero Beach voted for Governor Ron DeSantis in 2022, by the way. God, oh my Lord, how can I even begin? So many, drag queens are my muse. They are the reason, they are what I think of before I get on any single stage. And the reality is that most drag queens I know have 3 tights on, okay? Yeah. Underneath a dress with a full body contouring thing. There is no way that they can sexually expose themselves or even be sexually explicit with the outfits that most of them wear, okay? We've gone through this.
Yes,
pride is all ages, right? It should be up to the parent to understand if I should be bringing my kid to this event or not.
Exactly.
Drag queens are not all sexually explicit.
Yes.
We're not perverts.
And listen, this is the thing. People will take their kids to a football game any day with all the cheerleaders prancing around.
Hooters.
Yeah, with the cleavage showing and the short shorts, and that's okay. But if it's a drag queen, it's not. Mm-hmm. See, the double standard. Yeah. And it's just, again, I know that I've used this word or this phrase a number of times during the show, but I call bullshit. I really do, because it is. If you could take your children, and let's talk about, I think you brought up Trinidaddy. I think you were the ones that talked about the weather girls, the weather women. Yeah, or was it you?
No, it was Steve. He's always ogling.
It was our producer.
Our gay producer who's married ogles over the Spanish meteorologist.
Yeah, the meteorologist. I mean, because they are really sexy. They're really sexy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for me, I'm on both sides of this issue. So I think that many pride events have become very sexualized. Mm-hmm. And I am great with it. I think there should be entertainment for adults, right? I personally don't want kids anywhere near me when I'm in any of these spaces, whether I'm at a gay bar, whether I'm at Pride. I think that when we were on Miami Beach Pride, I would be very happy if it was an 18 and over. Mm-hmm. So everybody can have their fun without worrying about whether there's a child present. Mm-hmm. I understand that this is just a cover-up for gay hate, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell from the Attorney General, his word was demented, right? He said, they're demented.
Yeah.
That's his word for drag queens, that they must be demented in order to do that. So you can see where his intention is. And that's obviously wrong. Like, you shouldn't be, that's not your job to be passing judgment. We live in a free society, right? Yeah. But on the other hand, I wouldn't take any kids to Pride because there's so much that goes on there. I think there should be some Pride events that are for kids and that are family friendly. Take them there, learn about their history, all of that stuff. But if you're going to start introducing all of the cabaret, burlesque type stuff, which I want you to do, please don't have the children there. I'm uncomfortable around them. And if you happen to be a parent, who brings your child to an event like this. You saw the flyer, you know what's going on. Before anything happens, you've seen the warm-up routine. Like, they're there because they're okay with their kid being there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but most of these people sexualize us all, right? Like at a gay community, they just automatically think that we are spewing sex, right? At all our events, right? What most drag queens do, right? A lot of them have potty mouths, right? And that might be something that you would talk to your drag queens about, right? Like, My Hollywood Pride is the first Pride of the year. And it's a family-friendly event. It's 4 blocks, and it's kids, and it's adults, and it's everybody being their true, authentic self, right? But drag queens and performers are told early on, no cursing, no using certain renditions of songs, because we have families in the audience. You know what I mean? And so I don't think that Pride isn't for kids. Pride is for everyone, Trini.
I think it just depends on the space. And I think the spaces should be more clear about what it is, because we know we're under such a microscope right now. And I don't want to do anything that's going to push the boundaries, but I still want everybody to have a good time. And that's the way to do it.
But if us doing nothing, we're still going to be
sexualized.
We're still going to be sexualized. We're still going to be under that microscope, right? Give me receipts. Show me the videos where the drag queen is being sexualized and the kid is being affected because of it.
And you
Let me see it.
And you have to show that it's more than any other freaking rap concert. You and Nicki Minaj or Beyonce or anything else.
And listen, 100%. I don't know about y'all, but I see the kids at Wilton Stonewall Pride and Wilton Manors, and they have a wonderful time. You can tell they just enjoy it.
Yes.
And they're all excited. And I know Bonnie Builder.
How about we talk to the drag queen at the table about the drag queen story?
Bonnie Builder has something to say. Honey.
She loves children.
That would be nice.
Bonnie love the kids. Bonnie love the kids.
So that's a damn lie. So I personally am a drag queen that, well, first and foremost, I'm a chameleon for the bag. You tell me what type of event you're booking me for, I will adjust to that. I have performed at family-friendly venues, family-friendly private parties. I have performed and hosted at adult venues and adult parties. I have outfits for every occasion. And so do most drag performers in the South Florida area. So if
Please book Bonnie Builder
at Bonnie Builder. So if this business owner would have informed the performers, hey, this is like a community event, there may be children there, which I'm just going to assume that she did, then I am going to believe that my performer siblings would have dressed for the occasion. Now, to these conservatives, we see a drag queen in a bodysuit and we think oh, that's just a drag queen in a bodysuit. That's what they wear. They see a bodysuit and they're like, oh, public nudity, public indecency, all that stuff.
Wow.
So we are a bit jaded to the outfits that performers wear. On that same note, these conservatives will go to venues where there are cis performers dressed very provocatively, and they are jaded to that. So they're not jaded to what we do, they're jaded to their own doing. So that contributes to the hypocrisy in which falls out their mouth. Also, the stupidity contributes to the hypocrisy that falls out of their mouth. However, when you have these community spaces, I'm going to defend my people, us performers. We know how to dress for the event. If we are informed, we have outfits for every occasion. When I perform at the Gathering on South Beach at Trivia, that is a 21 and up space. That is an adult space. So I'm going to dress the part. When I'm out doing Tribe Tea Lounge, a kava bar up in Margate, that's more open to the community. Anybody can walk through the door. I dress appropriately for that. But they're not going to hear any of this. They don't care to hear any of this. They're just gonna see a queer spectacle, call us crazy, and deem us inappropriate.
And that's it. And it doesn't help because it's also another kind of witch hunt because she's the mayor.
That's right.
So maybe she just said, hey, let's have Pride, let's do it big, 2025, and they're gonna go target her establishment because she owns that bar and restaurant.
Well, it's that double standard because a gay couple could be out and they just maybe give a
tap
little
kiss,
tap kiss, and heterosexual people will say, oh, look at them, they're just flaunting, that's disgusting, right? Meanwhile, a heterosexual couple will be there tonguing down, and they probably won't have a problem with it.
And we've been subjected to that since we were kids. Watching straight people be straight.
That's the reason why it took me a long time to come out, is because we don't talk about this enough. But it's straight people sexualize gay people. And that was the most uncomfortable thing for me because I was kind of conservative, not in my political views, but
just
in
the way
a
you
more
carry
just like
yourself,
more
yeah.
way I carry myself.
Yeah.
And I knew the moment I come out as gay, everybody's going to be asking me about sex. You know, and I just didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to, what was your first time? What was this like? What was this? You know, I'm like, don't be all up in my business. I don't want to talk about that. And so it's a sexualization from straight people who have maybe some gay feelings of their own.
Yeah.
As soon as they see a gay person, that's the first thing they think about is sex.
Yeah.
You see an older gay couple, they're like, oh, the gay couple, I wonder what they're doing, you know?
Yeah.
But you never look at grandma and grandpa and think like sex is the first thing that
You know
comes
what?
to their mind.
Straight people need to have more sex. That's the thing.
maybe.
I was like, man, no, baby, come on, think about it, right? I'm a cisgendered lesbian, right? And I've been sexualized since I was 13 fucking years old by disgusting, straight, cisgendered men.
Wow.
And that's life. That's the life that we live in.
Yeah.
That's Epstein stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's okay. You know? Anyway, that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.